True intelligence is not the same as looking intelligent. Think about it. How many times in your life have you seen someone mocked, doubted, or even looked down upon, only for that very person to turn out to be the wisest one in the whole story? Real wisdom isn't found in compliments or admiring glances. It lies in patience, in quiet confidence, and in the ability to act at just the right moment, even when the entire world thinks you're wrong. Today, I want to tell you a story that proves this clearly. A story about a boy who seemed foolish in everyone's eyes until the truth was revealed. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom called Aralon, there was a royal advisor named Cedric. He was famous for his brilliance, and King Edwin trusted him completely. Whenever the court faced a difficult problem, Cedric always had a wise solution that helped the king make the right decision. That's why he was considered the king's most reliable right hand. But such trust also sparked envy. Many officials in the court secretly resented him, feeling that their own power and position were overshadowed by Cedric. None of them dared oppose him openly, but deep inside, they all wished for him to make a mistake so they could bring him down. One day, King Edwin summoned Cedric and said, "You are very wise, but your son, Darian, is far too foolish. I fear he knows nothing at all." Cedric was stunned. "Your Majesty, why do you think so?" The king replied, "Every morning when I walk through the square, I see Darian. Each day I ask him one simple question: which is more valuable, gold or silver? And every day he tells me silver is more valuable." At once the whole court burst into laughter. Cedric stood silent, his face burning with shame. He didn't dare argue further. He only bowed, left the palace quietly, and carried home his deep embarrassment. Back at his estate, Cedric called his son and asked directly, "Darian, tell me the truth. Between gold and silver, which is more valuable?" Without hesitation, the boy answered, "Of course gold is more valuable." Cedric frowned in confusion. "If you know gold is more valuable, why do you keep telling the king that silver is worth more?" Darian smiled calmly. "Father, there's a reason I do this." "Please let me explain." Cedric stayed quiet, curiosity stirring in his chest, waiting for the unexpected answer from his seemingly foolish son. "Don't you see, Father?" Darian said. "Every morning the king places 2 coins before me, 1 gold, 1 silver. Then he says, 'Take whichever is more valuable.' If I take the gold even once, the king will know I understand the real value. He'll stop the game and I won't get anything anymore. But if I keep choosing silver, the king thinks I'm foolish and continues to ask me every day. And thanks to that, I've been able to fill this entire chest with silver coins." The boy lifted his head and said calmly, "I'm not just collecting coins. I'm training myself to be patient, to stay quiet, and to see further ahead. That's something not everyone understands." Cedric gazed at his son in silence. In his eyes, Darian was no longer the foolish boy people thought he was, but a young man quietly growing into someone with remarkable wisdom. He realized that sometimes true intelligence wears the mask of clumsiness, and those who rush to judge often fail to see the deeper truth within. From that day on, whenever someone mocked Darian as a fool, Cedric only gave a quiet smile. He understood that his son had nothing to prove. Because in the end, actions and results are always the loudest form of proof. In life, you'll always meet 2 kinds of people: those who love to boast, who talk a lot but do very little, and those who stay silent, but whose actions create real impact. Darian belonged to the second kind. He didn't need to argue, didn't need to prove anything. He just kept patiently doing what he believed was right. And in time, the results spoke for him. So, if you're certain the path you're walking is the right one, let people think what they want to think. Because one day, the success you achieve will echo louder than all the chatter. If this story inspired you, make sure to like, share, and leave your thoughts below.